What do we have today, me lovey?
How important is positive criticism in a relationship?
Well, it's important to be open and honest in a relationship, but you also want to avoid criticism. What you want to do is have constructive conversations. I mean, if someone has a behavior or something that is, say, an annoyance, then you want to bring it up and you want to be loving and compassionate about it. But you also have to be careful is you don't want to criticize something that is a fundamental part of someone's nature. And so it's one of those things where being open and honest is important, but you've got to be very careful about what you are actually criticizing and what you're asking them to actually do. Don't criticize something that they fundamentally can't change, or don't criticize something that will have unintended consequences. If you ask someone to change something, there might be unintended consequences of that change. And so you have to be very careful. Now, expressing yourself, hey, this is making me unhappy. Is there anything we can do about it? That's perfectly acceptable, and everybody should do that in any relationship. Right? There is a point where you have to discuss things that are upsetting to you, even if you necessarily can't do something about it. The very fact that you get to discuss it is important, but you never know what someone might come up with. Someone might take 2 weeks, 2-3 months to think about it even, and then say, hey, there's a third option that we didn't think about, or a third option may present itself, or an opportunity for change may present itself that you wouldn't have known to take if someone hadn't been honest. And so it's why people talk about, brutal honesty. Well, you can be honesty without being brutal. You can have compassionate honesty. It's, you can do the exact same thing as brutal honesty, but if you do it from a place of compassion, then it's not necessarily criticism. It's just you're expressing your viewpoint and your feelings, and you're saying, hey, I'm not all that happy when you behave like this, or I'm not all that happy when this happens. Is there anything we can do about it?
This is how it affects me.
Yes.
Yes.
And so, because you don't want to attack a person, because then they get defensive, and then it starts to spin up its own thing. And again, we talk about this a lot, is that in relationships, the goal is to maintain peace, not to win.